Good morning to you. I hope you were able to grab your coffee or your tea or your cocoa or some fun warm beverage and join me for a little bit. It is coolish here, so it feels like fall. It is tea and coffee and cocoa weather for sure. It is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. I am here to help you find the joy of card making, to give you tips and tricks to make it easier for you and more fun, and then to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others to make their day. The goal is to eradicate loneliness one card at a time. So it's a new month. It is November. And once November hits, man, I know time flies. It takes on a whole new speed level between now and New Year's. So jump on, guys, because we are on the train. It is what is happening. It is fast. So let's see what I want to share with you. Stampin' Up! Has a new online exclusive offering and kit offering released today. So be sure you go out and check. If you go to shop and then say all products, it should automatically come up with the newest things at the top. And they should have a little box on them that says new. If you're not getting that, just go to the search bar and search for the newest release, and you'll see all the new things that we just launched, and they are amazing. Also, this month, I will be entering names into the Stampin' Up! System to send out the January through May 2026 mini catalog. So that is coming soon, guys. It'll be sent out after like mid-December, and you will have it for when it releases in January. I automatically send catalogs to anyone who has ordered from me in the last 6 months. That is just an automatic from me, except for me to send the catalogs to you through the system. You must have an online customer account with me, which you should have if you've ordered, and a valid mailing address, because I'll use whatever address is in your record. And you must have opted in to receive information from me. It won't let me choose you to send a catalog to if you didn't opt into that. So if you get a minute, just go check your profile, make sure that your address is correct, make sure that you've opted in, and then we are good to go if you've purchased in the last 6 months. If you haven't purchased yet, you have from now till, let me look at the date I wrote down here. I didn't write it on a paper, but I have it on my calendar. You have from now through the 25th of November to order. On the 26th, I'm going to finalize my list. I learned a long time ago that I don't like to wait till just the last couple. Oh, I have a lot of gray hair there. Man, I was thinking, what is that? Don't like to wait till the last few days of the month, because then there's some glitches a lot of times. So I'm just finalizing on the 26th. Make sure you've ordered from me by the 25th or in the past 6 months if you want to get that catalog. Okay, if you're hopping on, please be sure to say hello so I know you are here. I love to know that you stopped by to see me. If you're watching me on the replay, then let me know that also, and that would be fantastic. Leave a comment though, because every comment you enter today through midnight tomorrow will be entered in a drawing to win the card that we make today. So those comments mean a lot to me, but they also count for you to have a chance to win the card. Congratulations to the winner of my last 2 cards. Francis Martis, you won the folded tree card, and that is on its way to you. And Doris Monson, you won the double pocket card, and that is on its way to you. So yay, thank you so much for watching and commenting. And then we have some other winners. Shar Quercia, you won the October Sketch Challenge. And Linda Marshall, Joan McPherson, and Stephanie Langlos. Hi, Shannon. Glad you are here. Ooh, happy sunny too. It is sunny here too. A little cool, but it is sunny. Probably colder by you. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I do that easily. Linda Marshall, Joan McPherson, Stephanie Langlos. You won my prizes from my drawing for orders last month. So thank you so much. Those prizes will be going out sometime this week. Hi, Lori. I'm glad you are here. A reminder that if you can share my video to your email, to a friend, through a small crafty group, to your Facebook page, if you share me anywhere, that gets me exposure for my small business I wouldn't have otherwise, and I really appreciate it. So when you do that, let me know, and I'll give you a bonus entry in today's drawing. All right, I'm going to turn you around. You'll see sunshine. You'll see a little color on the trees. Oh, yeah, that's right, Lori. That is so hard. I sure wish everyone would stop changing their time. But yes, now it's only an hour difference. I've got to remember that too. Okay, turn you around. There is my outside. Everything is changing color. It's looking fallish. The skies are blue, and I am happy. I love this time of year. My name is, again, Maureen Rolfes. I am the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog spot is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady, and my YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes. You can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and that is where you will need to have an account with a valid mailing address and have opted in to receive information from me for me to send you the new catalog. So you can go there and check your account to be sure. Again, they will automatically go out to anyone who has ordered from me in the last 6 months. We also have a rewards program. So for every online order of $20 or more that you put in, you will automatically receive 10% back on rewards on a future purchase. Those rewards are redeemable for up to 1 year, and you can get your account at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. No cards to share today, so we are going to move right along. My free class for qualifying orders with me in the month of November. To earn a free online class kit, just place a $50 order to get your 3 cards, $75 to get a 3-card packet plus a bonus project, $100 to get the 3-card packet, a bonus project, and a half a package of an embellishment. Kits for the November class are in the mail. You should receive them this week, and that class will be next Monday, I'm pretty sure. Any smaller orders that don't qualify will receive a handmade card from me at the end of the month, and all orders are entered into my monthly prize drawing. My December class for these kits that you'll be earning in November will be on Monday, December 8th at 11 a.m. Central Time, right here, right where I am right now in this Facebook group. That is available for anyone to watch, but if you have your kits, you can kit along with us. And then November is all about kits, not my little kit, but Stampin' Up! Kits. My gosh, they have come out with some of the most amazing kits this past year. I used to kind of stay away from kits. Now I buy them all, guys, just letting you know. So I'm having a special this month because we have a little bit of a challenge through Stampin' Up! That we need to sell 10 kits. So I have a special that any kit you purchase from me this month will get entered into a drawing, and in that drawing you are going to have an opportunity to win. I don't think I have a new pack. Let me look real quick. I should have pulled out a new pack, but I didn't, but we can do this one. To win a package of our basic white note cards and envelopes and our rhinestone basic jewels, because these are the perfect accompaniment to our kits if you want to stretch your kits and make more cards. So you will be in a drawing for that. Every single kit that you order, each kit will be one entry, and I hope you can help me get to that goal. So the kits that count are all of our scrapbooking workshop kits. So if you are a scrapbooker, don't miss out on these. You have to kind of search in the memory making area of the stamp site to find them. I'm going to show you a retired one, only because I don't have any new ones. I'm not a huge scrapbooker, but I did buy this one for spring, and I do plan to scrapbook some Easter pictures with it. But the scrapbook kits come with a lot of stuff. They come with, let me just kind of tell you here, enough product to make three 2-page scrapbook spreads, each 12 by 12. They come with 10 sheets of designer series paper, 4 sheets of 2-tone cardstock, 4 sheets of other cardstock, 3 sheets of printed stickers and pre-cut images, and photo placeholders. So you don't have to have your photos, you can just put the placeholder there to see where you're going to want those. These kits are amazing, and even if you are not a scrapbooker, just a card maker, you get so much for your money in these. So these count towards our kits, as well as any of our regular kits. So this is just an example of one. Our Share a Smile kit. It's a non-stamping kit, so all of the sentiments are pre-printed, but there's an assortment. It's only $14, and it will make 8 cards, one each of 8 different designs. This kit comes with a little box, so you can keep your cards in there, or you could use that box for something else, or you could make up the kit, put it in the box, and do it for gift giving. So our kits are fun. We're going to play with one today that is one of my favorites, and unfortunately, it just went on to the currently unavailable list. I'm hoping it'll be back before the end of the month while this special I'm doing, this little contest I'm doing is still going, because it is such an amazing kit. But even if not, I had started it, I'm going to share it with you, and then we'll share a couple more kits throughout this month so you can see some of the fun stuff that we have. So today's kit that I'm sharing with you is the Heirloom Arrangements Kit. And this is a beautiful kit, beautiful. So you can see here, there's like 7 different pictures shown here on the front. But this is a kit. Some of our kits are well choreographed in that it will tell you every single thing you put every single place. This one is a little different. We have this one and a birthday one that just have ideas, like you can see these beautiful ideas here, but then they have a ton of product, and it's kind of mix and match and make them your own way. So we're going to mix and match and make a card on one of our little note cards today, and then I'm going to show you 2 other alternatives that I did to give you an idea of what you can do with these. But I think this one came with, let me count my envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It makes 8 cards. So it came with these beautiful envelopes that are printed inside. And then it has a bunch of different card bases in here. So pink ones and blue ones and whitish ones and tan ones. And to make your kits go further, if your bases are printed on both sides like this one is, I will usually cut them down and use them for a layer on a card rather than the whole card base. That way I can extend that and just put them onto another base and get more cards out of my kit. More bang for your buck. Okay, let's move these out of the way because today we are going to do an alternative. So for my alternative, I am using, like I said, the little note card size. Now these are 5 by 3.5 is the size of the card when it's folded. These come in a package together. So when you order these, you get the envelopes and the pre-scored card bases. I love our note cards. I always have packs on hand. They are one of my most common ones that I make to send out to people because they are a little bit smaller than our regular card. So you don't have to use quite as much on them to make them beautiful. And you can write a little bit less if you're just trying to send a quick note and are thinking of you. So we're going to use our note card. Also with this, I have a piece of pecan pie that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, which will be our first layer on here. I have a piece of one of the card bases that I cut down. So this is 3 inches by 4.5, and that's going to go on top of the pecan pie. And then I have a couple scraps left over from when I cut that base down that I'm probably going to use somewhere. And I just pulled out some of the ephemera from this kit. So let me kind of show you what you would get in the kit besides what I've showed you already. You're going to get in this kit, oops, it's the wrong one, but it's the same size, a pecan pie ink spot. That was from another kit. You're going to get a stamp set, a photopolymer stamp set, and it has this grid and a little moth or butterfly, and then thankful and grateful, I appreciate your kindness, thank you, for you, and I feel lucky to have you. So this stamp set comes in there. And then I punched out all of the ephemera that comes in here, but I'm going to try to gently take it out and not make too much of a mess. You're going to get all of these little pieces that you can stamp your sentiments onto, or you can cut your own if you don't want that size for some reason. You are going to get a ton of punch outs. So in this kit, there is a bunch of vellum pieces. So these are kind of see-through and vellum, which are beautiful. You're going to get some little butterflies, because butterflies are kind of part of the theme of this kit. So some little butterflies that you can use. You're going to get a bunch of floral images. And when I say a bunch, I mean a bunch. So you can mix and match these on your cards. And then a bunch of little layers and frames. I'm going to move this because I'm going to use that on a different card. That was my punch out that I just kept in there. So you get a bunch of little labels and frame type pieces that you can add to kind of collage on the front of your card. All of this comes in that one kit, and I love it. I have so much fun. It allows me to be creative and not so choreographed, but yet have all the pieces ready for me to go. And I appreciate that when I'm trying to make a ton of cards quickly. Okay, so in here I picked this kind of base, this flower, this butterfly. I have a little piece for my sentiment, and I have a linen thread bow that I tied pretty long. I may cut it down. We'll see how it lays on the card once the card's put together and how I want it to be. And then, like I said, a couple scraps here. So let's play with this and see what we can come up with. I kind of have it in my mind, which is what I do, but I didn't make this card ahead of time. Although stick with me because I'm going to show you 2 full-size cards, the regular size alternatives that I did make also with this same kit. So we're going to come in here and lay the pecan pie layer onto the front of my note card. And then I am going to lay this little piece that I cut out of the card base. So you can actually get several of these out of the card base, or you could, let's see how wide it is. You would get a 3-inch by 4.5 piece. You can get whatever's left for your other strip. You're going to have the other side of the card base, and that's how I end up with all these little scraps like that. So I love doing that. It is such a great way to extend your kit, especially if you just have these note cards on hand. It works fantastic. So we're going to come and place that kind of centered on the pecan pie. And the way I picked my color was I looked what colors were being used in my other ephemera I picked. And this little layer here that I'm using had the pecan pie in it. So to me, that was the perfect way to pull that color together. Now, I think I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to place my pieces on here beforehand, before I do that, and then pop it up. So we're going to add these flowers, and I'm just going to add them at an angle across there. If you want more of your card showing on either side, you can angle them any way you want on there. So let me think about that when it's on my card. If I want this to go this way, which I like because then this part and the flowers show, or this way because then both of the flowers show. Yeah, I think I am going to go this way. kind of just like that, so that some of that white shows there and some of that little white design. You might not even be able to see that on camera, but there's a very muted white pretty design on there. So I'm going to take this, the ends are going to be sticking off, so I'm just going to put my seal, whoops, in the middle of this card, not all the way up to the end. And then we're going to place this kind of like that. So all of my flowers show and some of the white on each side shows. And then I'm going to see how that lays on here, which will be perfect. So let's pop. Excuse me. Wow. Fog in my throat. Time for a sip of coffee. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, coffee is so good. Okay, we are going to add this layer on dimensionals to the front of the card. So in the kit, you also get extra sticky tape, and you get dimensionals, and I think there's glue dots. So you also get some adhesives in there, which is really cool. And I'm going to put quite a few on here because I want this to be nice and firm and stand up on my card. It's a little more than I usually use, but I'm in the mood for dimensionals today, I guess, huh? So how is your Tuesday going? Let me know what the weather by you is like. My hubby's going to be heading out of town, and he was going to be heading through a snowstorm this weekend, but it looks like that has changed, so I think he's safe from the snowstorm, so that's good. Okay, let's try to center this on here, like that. Okay, so there we go. So now that layer is popped up on there to give it a little bit of dimension. We have this adorable little butterfly. So I'm going to fold the wings up a little bit and think about where I want to place him. And then my sentiment also. So those are the two things I need to really place on the front here yet. I don't want my sentiment obviously off of the edge of my card. And I do want it to show, oh, that might be a good spot for it. Kind of tucked down there. I know it's covering up some of those flowers. But let me see if I put this on there. That will work. So I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about putting this little butterfly down here at the bottom. So let's see if we switch it up a little bit. And I put him over here. And we come in with this on this side. Yeah, it's going to be hard to, without covering up all my flower down there, it might get hard to get it in there. Let's see if I can tuck it down in here. Oh, that might work also. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. I think I'm going to go with this layout. So this is how my mind works. I just kind of play with it, lay things out, see what I like, and then go with it. Whoa, did you hear that? That was me dropping something on my glass plate. Okay, here's pecan pie. I'm going to ink up the sentiment from this set, and it says, I feel lucky to have you. I have so many friends that I do feel lucky to have, and these are nice little note cards to just say, I'm thinking of you. And then while we have our ink out, I want to add something to my envelope, and there's this little kind of sketchy stamp like this that is in the stamp set. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, ink this up, and then I'm going to stamp it off once so it's not quite so dark on the front of my card, on my envelope I mean, and then just lay that down there like that. I love this grid. Honestly, this stamp set is worth it for that grid. That is so cool. And then I'm going to ink up my butterfly, and I'm going to ink that up full strength, and we're going to put that down right over the grid. So that's the front of our envelope on our card. Yay, got that done. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing. Let me grab this one more time. Before we add our butterfly and sentiment to the card, I think I'm going to do that little grid. Honestly, this is on the fly, guys. Haven't thought this through, but I think I'm going to snap it off and do the same thing on the inside and then put my butterfly over it. Because I'm not going to put an inside sentiment in here, I'm just going to write a little note. So there we go. That's the inside of the card. I love it. That turned out perfect. Okay. put that aside. What else do I want to do? Let's get rid of my scrap paper, close this back up. Okay, so let's finish this off. I'm going to add my sentiment first so that I can kind of balance the heaviness of the butterfly with where I end up placing this sentiment on here. It's going to be in here, kind of tucked in. I want to make sure it's tucked, and by just going down the middle when you add things like this, it gives me those edges to tuck things under. So a lot of times that's how I add my stuff. I'm putting this in just so those flowers frame my sentiment, giving it a nice adherence there. It sticks out, but not past the edge of the envelope, which is all we're really worried about. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella. And I'm going to add Wink of Stella to the butterfly's wings. Okay, now this one is almost empty, man. I go through so much Wink of Stella, guys. It is my fave. Way too much, way too much. But I'm just going to add that to the butterfly wing. Now let me hold this up. Hopefully you can see the difference. I've only put it on this one side of the wing so far. So let me hold that up against the light. See if you can see any of that shimmer. It is beautiful in person. I'm just not sure it shows on camera. And then I'm going to take it and do the same on the other. Let's see if I have enough to do. Come on out, Wink of Stella. If not, even after this is on my card, I can open another one and add a little bit more of that to it. Oh, no, that's just perfect. Just a beautiful, beautiful shimmer on the wings of that butterfly. So Wink of Stella is a must-have, guys. It just adds that little extra sparkle. We're going to bring up those wings and kind of curve them back, which becomes easier with the Wink of Stella on there because it's a little damp now. Not wet, but it just makes it curve. And then I think we're going to place this, let's see, I think right on that, against that yellow flower there. So I'm going to grab glue dots and put them on the back of the body of my butterfly. And I'm going to do 2 of them rather than 1, because sometimes when you just put 1 on something smaller like this, it'll kind of turn on your card because it's not anchored enough. It's just that little circle. So I usually will put 2 to make it a little longer and a little more anchored. And I'm going to place this on this side with the wings coming off. Let me use my bone folder. Come in and press down on that body and make sure that that is really adhered with those glue dots. Look how pretty that is, guys. Oh my goodness. So now I have this bow that I don't know if I need. No, let me see where I might want to put it. I could put it there. I could put it here on the stems of flowers. That's where I think I'll put it. But that means I'm going to need to trim it down a little bit. So let's come in here and take our snips and cut off about 1 inch on each side. Again, I just made it large because I wasn't sure where I was going to end up putting it on the card because I hadn't put this card together. And then I love linen thread bows on anything that's more naturey like this. So we're going to add it right down there on those stems. And I will tell you how I pictured this card coming together and how it came together are kind of totally different layout. Same things, of course, same pieces, but I just had it kind of going the other way, but I like this. I like the way this is coming together. So then to make that really adhere and make sure that that glue hits, I'm going to place this on top of there. That'll kind of just give me a little pressure on that knot and make it adhere. Originally I thought I was going to put these strips on my envelope, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hang on to these and I will use them hopefully on a future scrappy project. So I will show you that hopefully if I do it. Okay, so our bow is stuck down. Our little wings are curved up. And now I'm going to add some bling. And this is the bling that you can win or have a chance to win if you buy kits this month. This is just our basic rhinestone jewels. They are a favorite of mine, a favorite. I always have packs in my stash because they're beautiful just the way they are. Plus, you can use our alcohol-based markers to color them any color you want them. So today though, I'm not even going to color them. You've seen me do that many times. I'm going to add them just the way they are. So we're going to come in here and I'm going to grab, this is from a last one and then I opened a new one. So I'm going to grab one of our largest ones and I'm going to place it down here to the bottom, but between where I have my dimensionals. And I've told you that other times. Some of our gems that stick up a little bit, these aren't bad, but if they're a larger gem, I will place them between where the dimensionals are underneath. And that way when it goes through the mail, it'll squish down between those and has less chance of hurting your card in any way. And then let's add a medium-sized one. I'll grab this one and put that one maybe right here. I'm going to lay it gently so I can pull it back up if I need to. And then I'm going to take a tiny one and place that up. Oh no, I think that's going to work. I think I will do that. Let's see where I want to place this one. Maybe right there. Okay, those are good. Okay, so there's my triangle of bling. There is our card. It was totally made just with that ephemera, basically. I just picked what I wanted and put it together, played with it, laid it out, and it's a lot of fun. And you get to be a little creative even though it's a kit. So this is the card I'm giving away. Now let me show two other alternatives I made with this same kit. These were using one of the blue bases. So this was the pink base that I cut apart, but here's the blue bases. So here's one card. I cut it apart, layered it onto black, layered up my ephemera, added a sentiment, put on some of those rhinestone jewels, put some Wink of Stella on the butterfly, and then these are the envelopes that come with it. So on this one, I decorated it with the same sentiment and then the little blue butterfly. But then when I did this, I had half of that card still left. So I took the other half of that card base and layered it onto basic white, added my sentiment onto some label parts that I cut out with dies, added some extra of that grid on the back here to more collage it. And on this one, I went around it with my finger and my bone folder to kind of make those edges look rough and worn and a little more antique-y. And then, what else? Oh yeah, and then I added my brass butterflies. I think I told you that. I don't know, I think that's all. That's what I did. Anyway, I love it too. Here's where I did use a piece of that scrap on the inside of my card. And then on this envelope, because I used the one from the kit here, I just used a basic white envelope and wrote, I feel lucky to have you, to match that sentiment, and put the butterfly there. So beautiful, beautiful alternatives. Not that really in this one, there's like 7 examples they show you, but everything you make is up to you, how you put it together. I am quite sure by the time I'm done, I will easily get my 18 cards out of here, which is my goal. 18 cards out of one kit is amazing. All right, so I hope you liked it. I want to thank you for being here with me today. Don't forget to leave your comments. Each comment counts as a chance to win this card. I would love to have your business. If you're looking for any Stampin' Up! Products, or if you just have questions for me, please feel free to contact me. I am always here to answer your questions and be your creative coach. Please reach out to me by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com or leave a question in the comments and I will answer it. I do plan to be back here on Friday. I hope you will join me then. I plan to use some of our brand new release products. So same time, same place, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.